Well, again, to recap very briefly for you, Air Force Captain Virgil Gus Grissom has made a successful flight into space, becoming the second American astronaut to perform that feat. He went 5,310 miles an hour. He reached an altitude of 118 miles. He landed 305 miles downrange into the Atlantic. Grissom was recovered as aboard the carrier Randolph, but the capsule has, at least for the time being, been lost. For any late information, Pete, may we have a brief recap from you?
Yes, Frank. Of course, we here, too, are awaiting further information. We know just the bare fact that he's down. He apparently is in good shape, and we'll get more detail later. It's interesting to note, I think, that these people were not only dedicated to their task, but determined that this was the day if they could possibly do it. And they, as you know, we had a couple of holes here because of the weather this morning. The clouds were thick and heavy when we first got here. And slowly but surely, as the sun came along, they did clear off and we did fire away. Now, for further information, we switch to Charles Batchelder aboard the carrier Randolph.
This is Randolph. Everything has settled down a little bit. The president has called to the astronaut, Captain Virgil Gus Grissom, and Gus Grissom's first words as he arrived aboard the carrier here, and these are unusual. He said, "Give me something to blow my nose. My head is full of seawater." And it was, as we reported to you, pretty well soaked. Of course, some of that may have soaked down into his suit. He is unsuiting at the present time, and also is getting ready for his debriefing and his examination by the doctor. The doctor, as he came aboard, gave him the first of those examinations, and that, of course, was given by Dr. Lanning, who is his personal doctor, and Dr. Strong, who is the anesthesiologist. The spirometer test was the one that was giving him measurement of the air that you blow out. Helicopters are taking off in the background. The destroyer has headed toward the area where the capsule itself went under the water. It was dropped by the helicopter. A smoke bomb was dropped to mark the spot. One of the destroyers that is accompanying this group here, it is the USS Conway, is over at the scene now. They may try to recapture the astronaut's Mercury Liberty Valve 7. They may try to recapture that from below the sea. We do not know at the present time, but we will keep you, the public, advised. And so it is that Virgil Grissom is below at the present time, unsuiting, and that's a rather long process. It takes 10 or 15 minutes at least, and then he will receive his first physical test here aboard the carrier. This is Charles Batchelder aboard the USS Randolph.
Well, it has been a tremendously exciting hour, or a few minutes short of that, with a spectacular takeoff at Cape Canaveral and then a landing that involved some mishaps in the Atlantic. You've seen actually half of it. As I said a moment ago, we have TV cameras aboard the USS Randolph. We hope we made successfully videotape of the recovery operations. We don't know exactly when we will have these pictures ready for you, but we do know that we will have them sometime this afternoon, so I suggest that you keep tuned to your NBC station. And in addition, at 7:30 this evening, Eastern Daylight Time, we will bring you another special report recapping all of today's activities. Thank you so much. This is Frank McGee, NBC News, and good morning.